I gotta
And
use
we
a different window.
are live with week 12 of the NFL Look Ahead here at Overdue Sports. I am your host, Will. To my right, as always, we've got Jake. We're ready for another week of NFL, aren't we?
No. No.
Jake has been
The
calling
no
it the
fun
No Fun
league.
League.
No fun league. Yeah,
last
not having a good time.
last time we talked, I think we talked about me getting dog walked by the NFL slate. I actually had a pretty good week last week. Nothing too crazy because my last handful of weeks have been pretty rough, but hit a nice little teaser for plus like 190 it ended up being because the Chiefs pushed and I hit the Chargers on Sunday night, which was relatively easy.
Yeah, I
I had a
did
pretty good
too.
week.
I
So
hit him
I'm
twice.
yeah, I think I'm starting to find my groove a little bit, seeing the board a little bit better after like 2 mediocre weeks. So I'm ready to dive back into this week. Obviously, we missed Thursday Night Football this week. We had the Browns and Steelers. The Browns took care of business as 3-point dogs as they beat Pittsburgh by 5.
Bet that one on Monday. Got him plus
I
3.5.
saw that. So what the hell is he doing?
Knowing ball.
let's dive right in. We got game 1 here on Sunday noon. We've got the Lions heading to Indianapolis, where the Lions are laying 7.5 against Indy. Indy's coming off a 1-point win against my Jets, who are on a bye this week. Thank God, so we don't have to talk about them. And the Lions probably had the easiest win of their entire life against Jacksonville last week and more than covered the 14 points they were supposed to. Give me the Lions here. I know the Lions just waxed Jacksonville, but the Colts beating the Jets as 5-point dogs, 4-point dogs, depending on where you got that number. I think they come down to earth a little bit. They actually looked pretty good last week. AR looked pretty solid. So I'm going to go with the Lions here. I think they're just a wagon. I'm going to back them until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I agree. I looked at some of the splits for these games, and the Colts are in a contrarian spot, and I don't think I can bet the Colts. It's kind of a big number for a road game, and the Lions are just going through everybody. Speaking of the Lions, did you see Nick Wright, that Fox Sports guy, talking about how he can't pick the Lions to do anything because they have a civilian playing quarterback?
No.
What a bad take. Like Jared Goff, his ceiling is low compared to other players, but like he's playing just fine.
Dude, he is the definition of a quarterback that is good enough to get you a Super Bowl. Like you don't need like a Mahomes or Allen to win a Super Bowl. He is the definition of like what you need to get you there.
The guy threw 5 interceptions in a game and they won.
Yeah, that
happened like 4 times. Take it easy, Nick Wright. Get a haircut. Dummy.
Next up, we got the Chiefs heading to Carolina, where the Chiefs are laying 10.5, coming off of a 7-point loss, 9-point loss against the Bills last week. The Panthers were on bye. I don't ever like backing the Chiefs as favorites, but I'm going to go chalk here. Give me the Chiefs off that loss against Buffalo. I know they were dog last week. They didn't cover, and it felt like that one kind of just slipped away from them. I think it's a smash spot.
I agree. It's just a big number. And I feel like the Panthers have looked a little better. I feel like they're almost 2 different teams from,
Agreed.
Bryce Young and being benched to now. Chiefs did look pretty not good on offense for a lot of that game. Defense too. The Bills are really good. I don't know. I think you brought up a good point. Betting the Chiefs is any large favorite doesn't
Always a bad idea.
vibe well with me. But like if I were to lose a unit, this would probably I would be comfortable doing that in this spot. I think they get right.
Yeah, I agree there. Next up, we got the Vikings heading to Chicago, where the Vikings are laying 3.5 against the Bears. The Bears lost on the tragic block field goal last week against their rival Packers, classic Bears fashion.
Yep.
And the Vikings took care of business against the Titans last week. I just can't back the Bears.
I always back the Bears.
As much as I believe that
I backed them last week.
As much as I think that this is a Bear spot again, I just don't. I don't feel real good about either side on this game, to be quite honest with you. Give me the Vikings minus 3.5. I'll lay the points.
This is one where I would lay the money line.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
lay
true.
like the 150, 160, 170, whatever it would end up being. Unless it would have moved out to like 5 or 6. I don't think it would move that much, but yeah, neither of these teams have really been all that convincing. The Bears looked objectively better last week against a pretty
Yeah.
solid defense for the most part. Like most of the games this year, Green Bay's defense has looked pretty sharp. I'd say besides that Eagles game week 1 and they looked a little sloppy against Jacksonville. I'm just trying to remember. Like I don't, and that Vikings game in the first half, they were horrible that first
Yeah.
half, but the second half they were like a totally different team out there. So I'll say for like the most part, their defenses looked pretty good. Bears moved the ball. You know what I mean? Like the whole Bears problem has been stagnant drives, right? Get the ball, 3-and-out, punt, play defense. Ball, 3-and-out, punt, play defense. They didn't score a ton, but they were at least, being out on the field, which is what they need to do. Keep that defense off the field. Even if you're punting at midfield, it's much better than punting at your 25. So, yes, there were some things they could take away, but I still think there's a lot of room to improve there. But you won't see me betting Vikings minus 3.5. You probably won't see me betting Bears plus 3.5 either.
Yeah, I agree with that. Next up, we've got the Cowboys taking on the Commanders. The Commanders are coming off a long week because they played on Thursday night of last week against the Eagles, where they lost by 8. We've got the Cowboys who got smacked in Monday Night Football. They're on short rest without Dak Prescott. It will be Cooper Rush taking the ball this week, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but I'm pretty sure it's Cooper Rush.
They've been so bad.
And I am going to... I think I'm going to lay the number. I'm like feeling conflicted here because I feel like the second week of the backup quarterback, you're like, all right, maybe they figured it out a little bit, but third week, okay, yeah,
I've
sure.
bet the Cowboys the last 2 weeks for no reason. It's like, why? They're horrible.
I'm gonna lay the number.
I don't think I'm gonna do that, but I can't bet the Cowboys. They're so bad. Like Cooper Rush, has played like in the last 2 years because they'll be beating the crap out of somebody, but you give him the reins. Oh my God, he's like a deer in the headlights. Like Jerry, you got all this money. Like, why don't you trade for somebody, brother? And at this point, the season's over.
Yeah, it's cooked. So
2-3-8, 3-7.
Like
at this point, it's too late. But when Dak went down, you 3-5. You could have made a trade, but. Yeah, there is no reason to bet that team. No. Like, I feel like CeeDee Lamb isn't always the best teammate. Like, not because he's a bad teammate, but it's like he gets frustrated and, the competitiveness boils over and shows a little bit. I feel bad for him.
Oh, my gosh, right now, yeah.
Oh, my God.
If you have him in fantasy, like, you're getting cooked right now because you have to play him, but, like, he's not getting the ball. Because Cooper Rush is behind center.
Yeah, I have Tyreek Hill in fantasy. It's the same.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Except this is worse.
Except way worse. Yeah.
Yeah, the Dolphins at least ran an offense. Yes, should you throw the ball to Devon Achane 18 times a game and expect to win? No, but at least they were doing something with the ball besides just giving it to the other team. Oh man, I want to bet the Cowboys in the worst way. They are so due, but I can't.
I know, that's how I feel too. I feel very conflicted on
they're so due, but
I can't. I won't do it.
They're not a good team. Top to bottom, that defense is bad. The offense is even more bad. It's they're horrible.
I 100% agree. Next up, we got two teams coming off a bye week. We got the Buccaneers heading to New York to take on the Giants. Lots of big news in the Giants camp. Daniel Jones, benched, was playing safety on the practice squad on Wednesday. He decided today that he was leaving the team. We've got old Tommy Cutlets under center this week. This is the G-Men week. Giants +6. Sprinkle the money line. This is G-Men week. I think I might do it. This is the week.
I think I'm just waiting to see if everyone else is gonna do it.
That's true. I actually agree with that.
If it seems like a little under the radar still, I'll end up doing it. But you know me, I love betting on backup quarterbacks, and
Oh yeah.
it works. It works for the most part, minus the Cooper Rush, obviously. But yeah, I like the Giants here too.
Yeah. Next up, we got the Patriots and Dolphins. Patriots coming off a 6-point loss against the Rams, where I don't believe they covered. Right? I think they were
Rams, who
4-point
they
dogs
play
last week. They played the Rams last week. I believe they did not cover.
Rams and
Patriots?
No, yeah, I bet the Patriots. They were in
I
a
believe they're
spot to
4-point
cover.
dogs.
They did.
Yeah.
They did not.
Yep. And the Dolphins covered the big number against the Raiders last week, winning by 15. I believe they were 14 or 13.5-point favorites, depending on where you got it. The Dolphins are laying 7.5 at home against the Pats. Give me the Dolphins here.
What did the Patriots and Dolphins? Did they play already? I think they did. What did they do the first time around? I thought they played like week 2. Maybe they didn't though. I could be making that up.
They may have played without a quarterback. Yep, I believe it was those weeks without Tua, and the Dolphins won 15-10, and I don't believe covered. They did cover because it was a 2-point spread. So
okay.
So Miami covered, but fake quarterback, that kind of whole thing.
Yeah, I kind of like the Patriots here. I think they're both kind of.
Yeah, they probably should have covered last week.
Yeah, I mean, they look so much better too. Like it's almost hard to use that first matchup because like neither team had the current quarterback they have playing now.
Correct. Yeah, I like Drake May a lot too. I think he's capable of keeping it close.
Yeah, like they're competitive. Like
yeah,
that Niners game was like rock bottom for them.
Yeah,
and it seems like they're not winning, but it seems like they're a lot more fun. So they burned me last week. I might go back to them.
I like that. I may Benedict that too.
I kind of like the Patriots.
Yeah. Last game of the noon slate, we got the Titans headed to Houston, where the Texans are laying 8. The Texans coming off of a beatdown against the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Titans lost to the Vikings by 10. This line looks a little bit funky to me. I think I'm gonna lay it with the Texans too. Don't feel good about it.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Like the Texans haven't been really all that good. Didn't they?
And even last week, they won by a lot, but like the offense was not good last week. Like it was a lot of defense. It was a lot of defense against the Cowboys.
Playing the Cowboys.
Well, yeah,
but yeah, it seemed to be just a Joe Mixon show.
Yeah,
but what did the Titans do last week? Got
lost by 10 to the Vikings.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this is one you just kind of bet the Texans and let the cards fall where they may. Because like the Titans are another one of those teams where I seem to like gravitate towards them. Just because it's like, oh, they're an NFL team too, but then Will Levis and or Mason Rudolph prove that they're not an NFL team. I don't know, but I was really irritated. I had a parlay Titans last week, and I needed like 4 points in the fourth quarter, and I got 0. It was very frustrating. But whatever. But yes, I think it's the Texans. It's kind of a big number. Like I feel like that Cowboys game was kind of an outlier. They haven't been playing their best football. CJ Stroud looked really bad, like flat out bad.
100%. Moving to the 3:00 slate, we've got the Broncos and Raiders in Vegas. Broncos are laying 6, coming off of a very convincing win against the Falcons last week in a short spread spot, and the Raiders coming off of not covering against the Dolphins. Give me Bo Nix and the Broncos, -6 here. A little chalky, but I think they are still not getting super valued by the books right now. And I think they're playing really good ball.
I think they're starting to finally because they're good and like
that defense is good, man. That defense is really good.
Yeah, and aside from Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix has been the second best rookie in the league. Well, aside from him, the best rookie in the league. He's just even keeled. He's really consistent. Like, I think we were talking about it week 2, week 3. It's like he looks a little nervous, but like each week he's improving. And the real difference is he has a good cast around him. Like that offense seems to really gel now. Like, and I think a lot of that is A, Bo Nix, and B, they're able to run the ball. They've got two. I wouldn't count Julio McLaughlin as a power running back, but Javonte Williams and Audric Estime can both move the ball really well, and that defense is one of the best units in the league. So they got a really
Yeah.
good thing going there. They're 6-5, I think. 5-5, one of the two. 5-5 maybe, which is a little misleading because I feel like I have recency bias in my brain, and like, oh, the Broncos are good, but then like 5 losses. I think they're good.
I think so too.
Yeah, and I think this line's about right too. So like, I'm not sure what side of the fence I'm leaning on. I like to back the Raiders just because I feel like the Raiders are well coached, despite their lack of talent sometimes. But then sometimes they look good. Like Brock Bowers has been like hands down the
He's
best tight
been,
end in football,
yeah. Yep.
and it's just by sheer volume. Like that guy catches 10 balls a game.
Yeah, they just beat him.
He's got good chemistry with quarterback.
Oh yeah.
And I like this is one I might not bet because like I could see the Broncos just steamrolling them, but I could also see the Raiders being really frisky.
Yeah, agreed. Next up, we got two teams coming off of a bye. We've got the Cardinals and Seahawks. The Seahawks are laying 1 point. Yuck.
Yeah,
Yuck.
I like the Cardinals.
Yuck. Give me the Cardinals. It's a gross line. The Seahawks have been playing pretty good ball the last handful of weeks. Give me the Cardinals.
Yeah, and they just
Simple
beat
as that.
San Francisco.
Yep.
Like there's no on the road too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why this is a 1 point spread. That makes no sense.
No, makes no sense.
I think this game's gonna be fun though. I feel like we're finally.
Yeah, I hope so at least.
I think this game might go over too. It's kind
Yeah.
of a snoozer last week in that 49ers game. They stink, by the way.
Yeah, we're about to just.
I know they're so injured, but they're not good.
We got the Niners heading to Green Bay, Wisconsin to take on the Packers. The Packers did not cover against the Bears last week.
Shocker. They never do.
Dude, I have really struggled backing them.
No, I don't. I fade them
as favorites.
I fade them.
Yeah.
I think I
like them this week though. After
last
week. I mean, they looked bad last week too.
They looked.
Jordan Love did not look good last week.
No.
Other than a couple of drives. Packers minus 5.5. Give me the Packers.
I was gonna say I like the Packers, but Purdy's not playing.
Who is? Who's playing? Who's their quarterback this week?
Brandon Allen.
And it's only 5.5.
Yeah.
Yuck. Yuck.
Yeah,
in Green Bay. Yuck.
I kind of like. Did it move?
It moved from 4.5 to 5.5.
Yeah, I kind of like the Niners.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that Purdy wasn't playing.
It happened like 2 hours ago.
Oh, so maybe that line will probably move then. I'll see what it ends up at on Sunday.
I don't know. Like they usually adjust it based on news, which they did very lightly. I mean, you're telling me Brock Purdy is flawed for sure, but like he plays on a good team. You're telling me he's definitely worth more than 1 point.
Yuck.
Most starting quarterbacks are worth more than 1 point.
Given that news, give me the Niners plus 5.5.
That's when I'd wait though. I feel like that would be 7 by Sunday.
Yeah. Next up, we got the Eagles and Rams. Eagles coming off of a win against the Commanders on Thursday Night Football last week, which, to be honest, they probably shouldn't have won that game, but they did, and they definitely shouldn't have covered, but they did. I'm still salty that I missed that bet.
I bet the Eagles.
Rams coming off of a game where they probably shouldn't have covered against the Patriots, but they did. The Eagles are laying 2.5. I'm going to lay them with the Eagles here.
I think I like the Rams.
I don't know what to make of this game. I guess they're fully healthy again. I don't know. I don't think the Eagles are that good, but their record is good. Like they're 8-2.
They're playing better. Well, then again, Devontae Smith is out. I'd say like that's kind of bad news, but like they don't use him. Jalen Hurts is a running back merchant, so like What difference does it make? Guy gets 2 targets a game. Yes, he's on my fantasy team. Yes, I drafted him in like the 4th round, and yes, he's been useless for a month. I'm 4-7. I started 4-0. I haven't won since September. What are you gonna do? It's fantasy. It's not real. I'm not gonna
It's true.
be walking around pissed all day because my fantasy team sucks. I spent 7 hours doing mock drafts. And my team sucks. I did 1. And my roster's good. Just have quarterbacks with mush brain cells. Like, I've been the victim of, like, I lost Ayuk for the season. And Devontae Smith got his bell rung like 3 weeks ago against the Saints. That hit was dirty, by the way. Not good dirty, bad dirty. That guy should have got suspended. And like Kincaid's been hit or miss, like he's been out a little bit. But I have Tyreek Hill. Tua didn't play for 6 weeks. Kamara, Derek Carr didn't play for 3 weeks. And then Ayuk was the league's most expensive decoy. So yeah, I've been really frustrated. I lost a running back to no, I had Jerome Ford. That's what it was, and then Chubb came back. So
yeah, it's fair. That was actually Sunday Night Football. I forgot about that. We have 2 Sunday night games this week. Sorry, we don't. That was Sunday Night Football. Monday Night Football. We got the Ravens taking on the Chargers. We got the Ravens laying 2.5. Chargers coming off of a very easy win. We both bet that.
Well, no, it wasn't an easy win. It should have been an easy win, but then
it should have been. Oh yeah, yes. They dominated the first half. I turned off the game. I woke up the next morning and I went, "Holy shit! How is that game so close?"
That game is why people think the NFL is rigged.
That's true. Yeah.
That game is why the NFL people think the NFL is rigged because like the Chargers completely forgot how to play football in the second half. That's with Jim Harbaugh coaching, probably the biggest football guy in the league, and they don't know how to play football. That's why people think the NFL's rigged. Games like that.
Yeah.
But
they tied it up. They won.
So McPherson missed 2 field goals. Like they shouldn't have. They should have won, but also shouldn't have won. Like truly, like both of those teams should have lost.
And the Ravens are coming off of a loss against the Steelers.
I like
by
the
2.
Ravens.
Give me the Ravens. Gonna lay the points. Give me the Ravens -2. I really like that play. That might be my favorite bet of the week, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be up there. Hopefully it doesn't move too much. But
it won't move at all.
No, probably not.
It'll probably come back to the Chargers.
It already moved towards the Raven. No, it did move towards the Chargers already. Opened at 3. Well,
it's gonna
folks,
be a close game, I think.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, Justin Herbert's playing really, really good football right now. Like,
there's good again.
And Vlad McConkey is just a beast. So they're playing good ball right now. Well, folks, that's our show. Be sure to tune in next week for the NFL Look Ahead Week 13. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Overdue Sports. Like and subscribe to the YouTube to get these every single week. We're gonna have playoff talk, Super Bowl talk. I guess not on the horizon. I forget that NFL season is so much longer than in college football, but it will be coming.
There,
yeah, we are getting there.
Snowed here yesterday. It's coming.
Yeah, snows are coming, and we will see you next week.